Hello comrades and welcome to a special edition of the MWAL World of Tanks edition thingy. Right, basically, in case you've missed it and or you saw it but didn't understand the thing because it was in Romanian, I've been doing a couple of videos informing people that the M103 is shit and why it is. So I have a lot to show you, especially a test video I did yesterday with a friend of mine. So let's begin. Firstly, the armor, it is shit. On paper it has 254 frontal turret armor and 203 hull frontal armor. In reality, it's not even close. Firstly, 254, it's just fucking there. That's it. That's your 254 armor. Best start, yeah. Behind that, behind the gun mantle, there is also nothing. That is 0. The gun mantle itself is 154, only there. And that's, well, more or less, well, not really. It's pretty powerful. It's a bit, it has angle, except right here. That's fucking flat. 254 is still good, but another tier 9 rolling a high penetration dice roll is gonna penetrate it. And as I said, there's nothing behind it. Even if it's space armor, it's not gonna bounce if you're shooting 254 and you're hitting the flat surface there. Behind that, there's 190 slope time over there, and 101. 101 is not gonna stop much, but it's good enough. And as you can see, there's actually more armor behind it. However, we're getting into the more armor behind it. 203 armor on the front of the tank, just fucking that. That's it. That's your strongest armor. And again, all of this fucking thing here counts as slope. Unless you're somehow hitting up here, you're gonna penetrate if you shoot a high roll, high penetration roll. That, well, really, it's only 203, right? Even tier 8s should have more penetration than that. So shooting an M103 here actually has a pretty good chance of penetrating. Above that, 162. It's sloped. It's not good enough, sort of. And as you can see, it's not a good slope, especially this part here. Following that, we have 158 at the turret front. 160 at the turret front. Those are actually the side of the armor, but that's the chicks, right? And you will be penetrated a lot in the M103 here. You know where else you're gonna be penetrated a lot in the M103? And it's easier. There, 116. And again, it's not good slope. Penetration hit here is hit there is more likely, very likely to penetrate. Even a tier 8 is gonna penetrate that. Fuck it, I think I had a Cheeto in the recording. I'll show you. Penetrate that right there. Not a Cheeto. Rank 4 Japanese. You'll see it. I did the test with it, and you'll see the penetration on the M103. So, suffice to say, the armor on the M103 is shit. By the way, is it? Yes, there it is. 101, the cupola. Yes, very, very much. Armor, not at all. 101 on the cupola, it's shit, and it's basically flat. So, again, easily penetrated, easily kill. And if that wasn't enough, I guess it's 116.53. Where is it? Come on. You know, it's here. It's actually lower. What's that? That's 96. Oh, yeah. 106. The top here, easily penetratable by any tier 9. Even shooting at an angle, you'll see me do this later. And of course, the turret ring. And that's only the front turret ring. On the sides, even worse. As you can see, 94. Starting from there. Shit. And, you know, doesn't matter. You don't need to shoot an M103 anywhere below the turret, because the turret is shit. And here comes the good part. Where is it? 38. On the roof. Well, it's the roof. People can't shoot. Yes, they can, because the M103 is actually lower. So that thing right there is the roof. That's 38 armor. That might be sloped, but you're gonna over penetrate it, basically. If you shoot 3 or 4 times penetration, the penetration of any armor, even if it's sloped, you're gonna penetrate. So that thing right there, the entire roof, is gonna be penetrated. So we're gonna be penetrated here, gonna be penetrated in the roof, and on and on and on and on and on and on. Under armor, it's basically shit. What is it? 160, 114. It's actually better to shoot the turret than to try the under armor. It's still sloped again, not very good, as you can see. And you see, the problem, one of the biggest problems in 103, besides the obvious, and I'm going to show you the obvious, is this. Yes, yes, you are correct. There is no armor on the roof, there's no armor on the engine, there's no armor in the back. And it has 44, 47, no, 48. Where is it? Come on, I know there's something posing at side armor here. And I can't think it's right, 48 armor. Forgot I need to turn off the tracks sometimes. Side armor, 48 armor, tracks is 20. So you basically have 60 side armor if you're gonna hit this band here. If you're gonna hit here or above here, 45. Easily penetratable. It's just, look, just let's be honest here. You've figured out you can not see these things. You can only see the mouse probably. You can't see the armor layout anyway. But the red one is 254, 203, and this thing here, oh, come on, that thing. So you can get a feeling for the colors. 160. Anything below that is under 100. So, and the greener it is, the crappier it is. So yeah, top 38 and 25 and 20. So if you get hit in the, well, if you get hit by artillery, you're fucking screwed. I've taken 1,500 damage in this tank from one single artillery hit because it has no top armor. It's arty bait and it's not fast enough. Whatever people will tell you, it's not fast enough, and you'll see that later. But here's the thing. Here's why it's so bad. Just not just bad, so bad. Yes, imagine you're fighting over a hill, and the M103 comes towards you. Well, obviously you're gonna spot the M103 because proximity, and then you're gonna see a machine gun saying, "Hello, point your gun here to penetrate the cupola." And you point a gun, and M103 comes up. You shoot him in the cupola, and he comes up some more. You shoot it in the fucking roof, and then he comes up some more, and then you shoot it here and penetrate all the way, and then he finally comes up. He shoots you for a lot less damage than you're gonna do, even if you shoot him once. If you're in any other heavies, with some exceptions, because its alpha damage is not good, and then you shoot him to the sides of the gun mantles, if you so desire, or the turret ring, or you know, everything. And then he has to do that, he has to go back, and in reverse, actually slower than in E75. So he's crawling back down into cover, and you're again shooting here, here, and here. So you can't hold down with it, you can't bounce with it, unless people are bad, and I have bounced with it. I bounced 7,000, 8,000 damage from tier 10s and 9s, because people are just bad. They don't know where to shoot it, basically. It's the same as the Ferdinand. If you don't know where to shoot it, it's gonna bounce. If you know where to shoot it, it's dead, and people know where to shoot it. The problem is, even if you don't know where to shoot it, you have to be incredibly unlucky to hit the gun mantle. Obviously there are slopes depending if you angle it, but you can't angle this either. If you angle it, you're exposing your 60 side armor, your 40 side armor. And even if you angle it, I've penetrated it with an A75 here at an angle through the this thing here, the track protection, through the headlights, and then the armor itself. No problem. So it's shit. And anyone who says differently is fucking wrong. So you've seen how bad tanks, a real tank, has a real armor layout, full of weak spots and the like. Here's how a new FO has weak spots. Yes, it's nothing like the rainbow of the M103, is it? No, because that's 252, which is more and bigger than the M103 armor, and about the same angle. That's 160 there and there. You can see how straight it is. There's no, oh, this is 250, this is 204, this is 101, and you know, real tanks versus UFOs. And that's 140. And of course, there's also the gun mantle. 252. Where's the 185? I don't know, maybe. Huh. But yeah. So, for those wondering, where can you penetrate a E75? Obviously, under armor. It's only 130, it's sloped, you can do it. You're also gonna bounce because the slope is pretty good if it's angled properly. However, if it does this, basically angling in such a way that it can bounce, you can easily switch to his size, which is only 120. Especially this right here. This is a massive weak spot for the E75, especially if it's trying to angle but doing it wrong. You don't angle like this towards the enemy. Like, imagine you're now watching from the enemy's perspective. That's not how you angle the E75. If you have a choice, you angle it like so. It's still a bad position. Actually, no, yeah. I don't know what I'm talking about. It's basically the same, isn't it? I was gonna make a point, but yeah, you have to remember this. You don't see it here, you know, people don't see it because this is how it looks in reality. But that, the track protection doesn't matter, it doesn't exist in the game. It's basically texture. It has no collision, it has no armor values. Hit him there, it's 120. And it's pretty bad. I mean, it's not M103, it's 120, it's full, it's complete, it doesn't have any spots, not, oh, you see here, it's like that. And obviously, the other one, well, other one kind, 160, Cupola, Commander Cupola. It's still angled, it's still a bit sloped, and it's still 160. Again, it is, however, tier 9. Tier 9 should not have too many problems, but you will bounce on it occasionally if you're unlucky, basically. Okay, let's look at another heavy tank. What other heavy tanks do we have? Well, the STI, another UFO. Let's put the big turret on him. BL. No, it's not BL9, it's the M62T2. Yes, monstrous machine. Yep. 250, just there. 220, angled very well. And, you know, a bit rounded. 200. Yeah, that's 200. That's when you're having problem penetrating. That's tougher than the E75's armor. And again, sloped, rounded. Same here. So the STI is pretty good. And 160 under armor, but it is a lot less sloped than the E75's. And of course, 160 all around. 140. Decent slope, decent angling. You're gonna bounce a lot of these, and people do. Especially when you consider that you know, because of the low ground reparation, the STI has to come a bit up to shoot people. So this is gonna be basically, don't bother shooting here. Yeah, you're gonna have better luck shooting here, and because that's sloped, right? But the STI and all the Soviet tanks are a bit smaller than other tanks. I guess the IS-7 is an exception, but you know, that's an exception. So if you shoot here, your shot's gonna come like this. It's gonna be lower and basically hit a flat surface as opposed to a slope. But it's still 200 armor, and you can be unlucky and lower roll penetration dice. Dice roll penetration roll? Yeah, weird. Okay, maybe, okay, fine. Let's look at an AMX, right? Which is the 120. Let's fully upgrade it. I guess not. Yes, the 5020 doesn't have a different turret. And collision. Well, it's to be expected, but again, you see how not rainbowish it is, even though it is. Excuse me, coughing fit hit me. I mean, it's easy to penetrate because the name is 5120, but the MX 5120 is actually a fast mobile tank with an autoloader, as opposed to a slow heavy tank with no armor and crappy alpha and autoloader. So 140, just that. And of course, because that's the seam where the armor meets, that, well, it's not really flat, is it? That's 100. Why would you shoot there when you can shoot here? Although, decent slope, keep that in mind. Gun mantle, this right here is 100. You might be better served shooting it, I'm guessing, but there's nothing behind it, so yeah, you can shoot this thing if you can hit it. The really small gun mantle on the AMX 150. Again, 90 armor. Yeah, it's a fast French heavy tank. It is fast, it has an autoloader, it's gonna kill an M103 without problems. The M103 can penetrate it, but it doesn't have the rate of fire to kill it. Okay, what else? Let's see, tier 9s. Yeah, heavy tanks that are not called AMX. WZ. Is anybody even wondering? Wait. Collision. Yeah, you're definitely gonna have a problem with this one. 230 in the front. Sloped, rounded. Still doable if you hit right here. If you don't hit gun mantle. Gun mantle, 250. All of it. Unlike the M103, like, oh, it's only here and here and here. It is, however, well, there is stuff behind it. There's 150 stuff behind it, 150 other cupolas as well. And I'm guessing that's 0. Yeah, 0. But you're gonna have to shoot it right here to actually penetrate. And of course, you're gonna have to overcome 250 rounded armor and hit it right here. A bit higher, and you're also gonna hit the armor behind it. A bit lower, and you're gonna bounce because of the slope, the angle, the curvature. English start, sorry. Right, and then you have 120 right there. It's pretty strong. And, you know, stuff. Other things, well, fine. VK-45, another UFO. Oh, it's I'm just gonna make a long video because I remembered I can't be arsed to convert and stretch this one to fit the other one, so I'm gonna have one video showing you a bunch of tier 9s and armor layouts, and then another one explaining the testing I did with the A75 against the M103. So, VK-45, people say it's bad, and they're probably right. It says it has 260 armor somewhere. There! I guess it counts. That's 252, that's better and bigger than the M103. Yeah, it's good. It's good. Most tier 9s do not have 252. The M103 is the only one who actually has about 250 penetration, if I remember correctly. But again, you can lock roll and penetrate, and you can lock roll and not penetrate, so either of those. And, you know, it is a gun mantle in front of it, which has 210 there, and fuck if I know the rest. 80? 70? Yeah. But, you know, that's angled very well. And then you have 200 there, because of reasons. You have 170 in the front. Again, sloped. Except that part. That part is... yeah, that's actually a weak spot. Viewport, so... no armor, I guess. Or, you know, tank view doesn't show it. 160 to the sides. Again, you can see how... and of course, not 101 cupola, right? Well, it's flat as a hell. Or is it? I mean, on the model, it looks flat, so it probably is flat. 150 there and there. So you can see how better all the tanks are when it comes to armor. And one more, the Conqueror, which I believe is basically the better version of an M103. The armor is not great, I have to say. It's 203 there, that's it, you're fucked. 152 in the front, again, you're fucked if you get penetrated there. 200 gun mantle right there, not good, and it's flat. 152, that might might bounce shits. There is, however, 152 behind the gunman. So unless you're gonna hit this thing here, you're gonna have to pass through 152 sloped and 152 behind that. Of course, you can also shoot. If you pass one that right there, you're gonna hit nothing behind it. If you shoot to the sides, shoot above, you're gonna hit 152 behind that one. So you're gonna need 352 just to penetrate above and below the gun. You're gonna need 200 to penetrate to the side of the gun, right? And depending on the range, this thing here is gonna be pretty hard to hit without hitting the sloped 152 and the 152 behind that one. So it's not a massive weak spot, unless you are in a Leopard, who is very accurate. 140 armor, sloped. It bounces, but not very much. 112. So the armor layout of the Conqueror isn't much better than, well, not the armor layout. The layout is great, the armor value isn't good. So, you know, this thing here, that's a 100. This thing here is pretty good slope. It's only bad that because it's 130 penetration armor value there. But the thing which sets the Conqueror above the M103, it's the gun. The Conqueror guns is very accurate. Anyway, so I guess this is the end of the tank viewer explanation why the M103 sucks. Because it's a bad tank with no armor and crappy speed and maneuverability. And next up, I'll try to explain what I did in the test yesterday. Basically pitting M103 against an E75 in terms of maneuverability, firepower, the ability to kill each other, and, you know, speed. So see you then. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know if you found something unclear or if you want me to make more of this. Goodbye, everyone.